Doma Sports Talk worldwide with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, very interesting, in the world of boxing, we got a good weekend of boxing coming up here. It's about to go down. It's about to go down in boxing, Got a couple of guys in the boxing that are very popular, even though they've been doped, but they're still very popular, right? So it's things going down. And one of the fights, which is headlining, which is a travesty that it's headlining, but it is. And that's the popular Ryan Garcia versus Rolly Romero. Now I say popular because I can't say, well, the champion Ryan Garcia or just popular Ryan Garcia. Now, Ryan Garcia is famous because he does a lot of stuff on social media. He has a lot of, followers and stuff is from what I'm hearing. He's a pretty good boxer too, I would say. But his claim to fame, his best win, well, I don't know, what is his best win? Luke Campbell? Here's the deal. He had a fight with Devin Haney, the real legend Devin Haney, the undisputed Devin Haney, the youngest undisputed champion in lightweight division history. He comes to the fight doped, right? And wins that fight. And then it was, taken away from him because, it was called a no contest because he came, first of all, he couldn't fight for the title because he came in 3.5 pounds too heavy, right, for the fight. And then he was doped as well. He had Devin Haney on the floor 3 times in that fight, and a lot of people are happy about that, considering it a real win. Golden Boy Promotions, which is promoting him, is even saying they're never going to forget that fight. They're kind of celebrating that he won the fight, right? That's what they're celebrating, right? That he, in their opinion, won the fight, right? So here's the deal. All of boxing knows one thing. Cutting weight is not good for your punch resistance. You heard it throughout the Chris Eubank Jr. Nigel Conor Benn fight. Hey, there's going to be Chris Eubank's punching resistance. He's going to be lethargic. He's not as, as energetic as he's been in most fights, losing the weight to get down to the weight. Now, Devin Haney gets down to 140. His opponent, Ryan Garcia, doesn't. Punch resistance. So it's not fair, right? Especially 3.5 pounds over the weight to come in. So you don't have to go and lose those last 3.5 pounds. Not grams, right? Whole damn pounds, right? Whatever. Now, that's an advantage. No one talks about it. Then you're doped on top of it and have your best performance ever. And so we know why. The other guy's punch resistance is down. You got him down 3 times. And it still was just a majority decision. Actually, if we weren't living in New Russia, that guy who wasn't doped, who kept getting up and trying to fight, right, making the fight close, he would be celebrated. Wow, you did good against a doped fighter, a fighter that didn't miss weight by that much. No, not in New Russia. We're happy, and it's called BTBG, Beat the Black Guy. Y'all know how I roll here. I'm not going to act like I don't see it. So what happens in New Russia is this. You beat this black guy, we don't give a damn how. That's what happened. We don't care how. Even though the guy is a good little young guy who's trying to fight the hardest fights, right? Been through a lot, right? The boxing world is so egregious that he had to go through this franchise title that they made up to make sure that Canelo could avoid Jamal Charlo. And the boxing world just ran with it. No one said, hey, you know what? We ain't caught saying that on national TV, the franchise title. All of the promotion was there when they doing the ring announcers, the franchise title champion and all this stuff. And they just made it up right in front of our face. So Canelo can avoid Jamal Charlo. And then that Lomachenko can avoid Devin Haney, right? Non-transferable, they said. We're just giving it to people who've done the important things in boxing. Important things in boxing. Not transferable. Oh, but we're going to let Lomachenko transfer it to Teofimo Lopez when he wins. So now people went around and we were calling Teofimo Lopez undisputed. And Devin Haney had the real title and they were calling him the email champ. This young guy had to go through stuff like that. Then somebody comes in and cheats him so bad with weight and Osterine and nandrolone too. And they're talking smack to him. The boxing world will not tell Ryan Garcia that he effed up, right? That's why he's going to be a baby Trump, because he effed up. No one tells him, you're effing up. They tell him all kind of stuff. You know what? This weekend, his fight with Rolly Romero is headlining over the undisputed guy, the guy that's more popular when it comes to boxing, sells more in the boxing ring, has done more in the boxing ring, has more accolades, has accomplished 1,000% more in the boxing ring, right? That guy is fighting a harder fight against Jose Ramirez, a champion, right? This guy is like the co-main. Got the other guy, the cheater, in front of him. You won't tell Ryan Garcia that he effed up. This is boxing. Now, Turki Al-Ashi, who's come into boxing and he's gave us a whole lot of good fights. We can't, come on now. A whole lot of good fights. We ain't got to run them down. And I'm talking about good fights. He's gave us sometimes 5 fights in one night that we used to have to wait years for. Let's be real. So, you got to weigh the good with the bad. I just think when it comes to Ryan Garcia, there's no way, because he's in power position right now, he could have said, well, you were doped. I don't give a damn what. You're not going to be in front of Devin Haney. You're the one who cheated. Principle. We're setting a precedent here. We're not having that. And this other thing that's going on, I think he's got Edgar Berlanga and Hashish about the headline over Shakur Stevenson, stuff like that. Like, if you don't get those dudes way at the front of the card somewhere, like the front, like they should be starting. The whole card's better than that. These dudes both ain't got no business at the headline, nothing. I don't care where you come from. Where you come from means you could be on the card. It's going to be in New York. You could be on the card. You ain't shouldn't be head. What is Edgar Berlanga headlining anything for? What's his claim to fame? Losing by a long shot with Canelo? Hashish lost to Mbili. Bad, really, but got a draw. Ridiculous. Ain't never fought at 168 pounds. That's another thing. So those are 2 mistakes that your boy Turki Al-Ashi is making. But at the end of the day, he's still the things he's doing positive still outweighs that. But he's in a position right now where he could be making a principle and be saying, listen, we fighting for justice here. We're not going to be doing all that crap y'all been doing. I thought he was going to go that route. He isn't. I'm disappointed. But I still say the positives that he's bringing to boxing outweighs the negatives. Because we have been dealing with a whole lot of negatives. So, we're moving along. It might get better. But those are 2 mistakes in my opinion. Right? Because you can make sure that some people learn their lesson for when they do, learn their lesson from transgression. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, somebody tell Ryan Garcia that he effed up and you didn't beat Devin Haney. Doma Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all.